Welcome home, brave heroes. I'm Ash, this is HQuest, and it's time for us to finally continue our Skaven quest. That is right. This time, we are going to finish up the trial, or at least we're going to finish up the elements that are going to make up the trial. This is part 2 of my great campaign to turn the game system, or the Gathering Horde, as some people call it, to the Skittering Horde, a Skaven-infested version of our beloved default campaign for HeroQuest. I have recreated the trial's map here, but I have in my possession a list of rats. And here is where I will credit Leorlek with his vast Skaven knowledge in helping me rank out the basic Skaven types that I'm going to need. So we are going to actually catalog all of the monsters that are in HeroQuest, all of these default boys that come with the game system, and then we are going to replace each and every one of them with a Skaven variant. And I'm using the old names, but I mean Dread Warrior will work just fine, just as well as Chaos Warrior. Dread Sorcerer will work just as well as Chaos Sorcerer. And of course, Abomination will work just as well as Familiar. So if you're playing the new edition, you need only get your hands on the 2021 versions of these rats. For the Goblin, the Slave Rat is the very weak Skaven that's going to be replacing them. Then the Clan Rat will replace the Orc. We're going to see a lot of Clan Rats, a lot of generalized rats in this. Then for the Famir, we're replacing that with the Rat Ogre. To me, that makes the most sense. Right now, I'm looking at a list of Skaven alternatives that I posted before Leorlek posted a response. I had Assassin, Packmaster, and perhaps Globadier. And then for the Chaos Warrior, the Storm Vermin, Gargoyle, that would be the War Lord. And for the Sorcerer, a Seer. That's what I'm going to do. The Seer would represent named villains, basically. So this doesn't need to be a one-to-one in terms of BP, MP, and other stats. These Skaven are different than the game system monsters. There are equivalents here in places, and especially in terms of like scalable difficulty. Like a Clan Rat should be stronger than a Slave Rat, a Rat Ogre should be more of a threat than a Clan Rat, and so on, just as a HeroQuest Orc is stronger than a Goblin and a Famir is a much bigger threat than an Orc. So there's sort of the structure that I'm going for with this sort of cross-reference chart, but they don't have to mean that the Slave Rat has the same attack dice and defense dice as a Goblin, or that the Clan Rat has the same body points as an Orc, and so on. We'll probably do something kind of like that anyway for some of them, but as we go on down the line, we may not keep the same stats. So anyways, Night Runner for Skeleton is what we're going to do there. And then Zombie is going to be Packmaster, based on these very helpful recommendations from someone who knows the Skaven lore much better than I do. The Mummy is going to become the Plague Monk. That all sounds really good. Sounds right, sounds fine. I think we're going to use Warlord to keep it generic for the Gargoyle, because we're not trying to lean into any specific Skaven clan. We're keeping it vague is what we're doing. And then the Storm Vermin, I think, is going to be our Chaos Warrior, basically. That's what I think we're doing. So we lose our Globadier, but we get a Warlord in turn. So there is that. That's okay. That's okay. We're going to format this up a bit, and then we are just going to go right into making our icons. That's right. We're actually going to make the icons in this episode. How are we going to do that? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. We're actually going to use paint.net. Here I have a screenshot of, don't laugh at my paint.net, a screenshot of HeroScribe with all of the existing Skaven and other icons, like as many icons as one could possibly pack into it. I only have this open so I can copy this specific green. I'm not going to use it for anything else. I'm quite well aware that the Hero Scribe app has add-ons that give me Skaven icons, but I don't want to use those Skaven icons in particular because I guess I would just feel better if I made these myself. So I'm gonna make a new image and I'm just gonna go ahead and make it like huge. Let's do, I don't know, 300 by 300. And then I just need to make a circle right in the middle. It doesn't have to be transparent. There we go, an ellipse. And it would be great if it was within the confines of that square. There we go. Let's just zoom right in here. Fill bucket, and then we'll just fill the inside the green. Ah, there we go. There we go. 2 taps of the old green. All right, I need an image of a slave rat. So let's go. And here they are in one of their versions anyway. All of their ratty glory. Oh man, there's a screenshot from either Vermintide 1 or 2. I get it. All right, I really like this aesthetic a lot, actually. So I'm kind of wondering if it's possible for me to just copy that, maybe paste it into a new layer. See if we can play with the layers a bit. Yeah, it seems like we can. Okay, this is good. This is really good. This means we can actually manipulate this image. We're gonna just highlight it with the ellipse on our second layer, crop it to the selection. Perfect. Now our Skaven is within that green circle, but they are still a layer above it. And if we go to the layer properties, we can change the blend mode and we can maybe find something that works a lot better than where it is now with all of its full colors. I'm just gonna remember that additive is there, the additive blend mode. I like that, but first I'm going to change something else about this. Okay, the outline function seems to work fairly well for what I want to do. And then I am using the quantize function to make this nice and classy looking, reducing the amount of colors in the layer. We can reduce it all the way down to like 7, 1, 0. We're gonna do 16 though. We'll stop there and then we'll see what the blend mode looks like now. Actually, it looks fine with multiply. It doesn't bother me at all. Additive, I wouldn't do now. Color burn seems to be okay. We could do glow, and then we could invert the colors. That kind of works. I'm looking for that bright outline, I guess. I mean, everybody's white. Everybody's got a white icon. So I guess this is gonna work for now. This actually might be fine for now. Let us go ahead and shrink this while it's within the canvas because the other icons are smaller as well. And actually we gotta merge these down. We gotta merge both of these layers down. So very good, that's done. Select it all, move the canvas, and then make it a little bit smaller. And we have our Skaven slave rat, our Skaven slave. That's such a silly term. I don't know about that. Skaven slave. It sounds like an infomercial product that they sell. Introducing the Skaven slave. Now you can scave while you slave. Let's save this. We're gonna end up having to upload these to like Imgur or somewhere so that we can actually use the icons on HQuestBuilder, which is the app that I'm using to make this campaign. So we're gonna go ahead and just save it for now locally. Skaven slave. I'll actually go ahead and make these available for use as well, and other people can use them and clean them up and make their own versions if they want. I'm not going to worry about any of that stuff. I just want to get some decent icons that represent these guys. All right, we're gonna go from slave to clan rat now. Okay, so this seems to be a good enough image. We've got to redraw our green circle. Got to cover up every last pixel. There we go. We have our default green circle now. We can start pasting all of the rest of our images onto it from this point forward. This is actually where I should have started. Paste into new layer and keep our canvas size. There we go. Oh, this is going to work out great. Although I guess I'm going to have to lasso select this boy actually, which is kind of always a pain in the butt. No, I don't have to do that. I can use the magic wand. I can always use the magic wand. Yeah. We can lasso select the bottom part. That's not going to be a big deal. Said it wasn't going to have to be a big deal, and then I realized I got to trace over his teeth and tongue, so it's a little bit bigger of a deal than I thought it would be, but that's okay. Oh, and there's some spots above too that the automatic selector missed, so we're just gonna go in there and scoop those out, thread the needle. We're a little bit messy, you know, it's okay though. We're not trying to be absolutely perfect. Okay, I need this selection inverted, so I'm gonna go click the invert there, switch to a box, highlight the whole thing, and now everything that is not what I previously highlighted is now highlighted. I can hit delete, and all that crap will go away. This is fine. I'm gonna go ahead and quantize it with the colors. And I know I was at 16 last time, but I do like going less to see what would happen. Ooh, 5 is really good for this picture. Why would 16 be good for some and 5 for another? Well, because of the amount of colors that are already in the photo when we downloaded it. We had 2 drastically different sources of photo, and it had a lot to do with, one of them was a figurine with 3-dimensional surfaces. Which one? Glow? Was it glow? Oh god. It's sorta, but that's not going to work this time. Overlay? Overlay might work. Outline. I forgot there was an outline I had to do. Did I do outline before I did quantize? I think so. This is very messy looking now. I don't actually like it. Glow is not going to be my friend this time around. I can see that this is going to require a different set of steps for each image that I import into here. But at the very least, we can zoom in on that, get it all a little bit closely aligned with the edge of the circle, and quantize them at the 16 since that worked so well for the other Skaven. We're just going to have to, the outline part, I think, is where we're going to have to pay special attention. So we don't want to do an outline that's too big. A thickness of 1 might be just fine. And then like playing with the intensity, really strong intensity, I think. Then we can go to the layer properties. Glow is still, it's not having it, man. It's not working. How can one look so good and one look so bad? I'm done messing with it. This is my clan rat for now. It's a work in progress, but it's my clan rat for now.